morning. We are here with another inspiring story from Kate Austin, a survivor from the Oceanic 6 flight, who, along with other passengers, were isolated on the island for over 5 years. Now, we are also here with Sam Manuel, an author and psychologist who will guide us through her story on a more theoretical point of view. So, Kate, can you describe your experience on the island?
All I can say is that my experience was very unforgettable and challenging. There were many days when we almost fell apart and gave up, but our cooperation allowed us to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I've heard you and the other passengers have faced many difficulties and obstacles at the beginning due to the absence of cooperation.
Well, yes, but it was overcome by our leaders, Jack and Saeed. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have been able to survive because they gave us our strength and made decisions that benefited most of us. Looking back, I now realize humans do need a leader in order to survive. Due to several reasons. Reason is that humans need a leader that will guide them to the right path. For example, Nelson Mandela was the first president of South Africa who stood up for his beliefs and acted against the discriminative government.
Yes, I agree. Also, leaders should set up rules and regulations that people must follow in order for the leaders to govern their behavior, as suggested by the Emily Durkheim's theory.
This is essential because humans are often incapable of differentiating what is right and wrong and may make impulsive decisions that leads to bad results when they have no ruler. For example, Saeed and Sawyer were in a physical fight until Jack intervened and stopped the fight.
That proves that Thomas Hobbes' theory is true when talking about humans requiring a leader, because humans have a different idea of what's right and wrong. Also, humans should not be trusted to make their own decisions, which can result in numerous conflicts.
Yeah, exactly. Moreover, humans need a leader like Jack and Saeed, who are effective leaders because their knowledge and desire to help other people really benefited them. Nevertheless, humans need leaders like Jack and Saeed because they have certain qualities like trustworthiness and integrity.
Yes, or else the people might rebel and oppose these leaders that do not possess these certain qualities, as you mentioned before, which refers to the Karl Marx theory. And the social exchange theory can also be applied to this because people benefit from the leaders due to the sense of boundary and discipline given, and the leader gains power and superiority from the people. Very interesting, Dr. Manuel. Now, Kate, you mentioned that they had a fight at the beginning. Well, could that have been because the survivors were at a traumatic state due to the crash?
Well, yes, most definitely. While some people had been in a violent state, others still remained calm and hopeful.
Yes, it is different for each individual because it depends on how the person is able to cope with disasters and tragedies.
Yeah, I agree. For example, on the island, Jack and Sawyer were very different people and had different beliefs. While Jack believed that we would be rescued, Sawyer was very quick to accept our savage life. And he also didn't believe that we would be rescued at all. There were days where I felt like I lost all my hope in surviving and being rescued, but the survivors kept me going.
Yes, individuals who have no hope for being saved from a disaster situation are more likely to revert back to savage behavior than individuals who have some sort of civilization left inside of them.
Yeah, that's true.
W.I. Thomas's theory is if you believe it's something to be true, then it actually feels true. And this comes into play with your question because people who think chaos and disorder will not end are often the people who revert back to savage behavior. Also, when individuals go through tragedy, they tend to cope with it in a violent way. Not all, but some individuals. An historical example would be the people in Germany, including Adolf Hitler and his army after World War I, because when Adolf Hitler had ruled, the country was detrimental to other countries due to their own significant loss and issues. The systems theory can also apply to this because a change in one system can greatly affect a change in another system. For example, Kate, how did a change in your habitat affect you and the other passengers?
It had affected us greatly and had changed everything else for us in terms of lifestyles because some days people would fight over food, like my friend Sawyer and Hurley. Overall, from this experience, I've learned a lot about myself and how we as individuals need leaders because they can save us from losing all of our hope and making choices that we wouldn't necessarily make ourselves.
That was very insightful, Dr. Manuel and Kate. I can't imagine what you have gone through and how painful this experience might have been. Thank you to both Dr. Manuel and Kate for informing us about the difficulties when humans who don't have leaders and difficulties they face when they're in a chaotic situation. Goodbye and thanks for watching. I'll join you tomorrow again for another inspiring story.